Nestled near the Blue Ridge Mountains lies a small gem of Georgia with rich history dating back to the 1800s. Some know it for its beautiful view of the mountains, its small-town quaintness, or its once legendary hotel. We know it as Clermont. Join us as we dive deep into our history and listen to the many stories that make Clermont the close-knit community that it is.
So the future plan, so to speak, is to keep Clermont like it is now.
That's true. Any plans, any things that would be developed here would be just to add to the ambiance of Clermont rather than adding to industry or trade.
What do you think is Clermont's biggest attraction for people to live here or even to visit?
I think it's the people that live here. It's they have morals and they're good people.
And tell us about growing up here.
Well, it was just a wonderful place to grow up, and had a lot of good neighbors, and everybody was like family. When you needed help, everybody was helpful, and it was just no other place in the world like it for me.
Living in Clermont, what do you like about this community?
Well, most of the people in this town are real friendly. They care a lot about others or what goes on in the community and look out for what's good for the community. Most individuals take out time to throw up their hand or speak, usually when they meet someone, and that's sort of grown accustomed to this community.
Why do you think Clermont is a good place to live?
Well, we don't have no drunkards that I know of. I guess we have some, but I don't know about them. I don't know what else.
Just a quiet place?
It's a quiet place in the road.
Well.
And it was just a super best place in the world to live. We had the most wonderful people, and a lot of our people still lives here, and they're good people, and they help each other, and it's just always our teachers that was in the schools, was the teachers, people we went to church with our neighbors, and the people you wouldn't find a better place in the whole wide world to live than Clermont.
Well,
I think it's just everything put together that I remember from childhood, and the people who live here and have lived here.
That's what makes this town special, is the people.
I think so.
Well, good morning, Stuart.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
Good. What brings you here today?
Get Clermont on the map.
Okay. What does it mean to you, the community and the town?
That's just the sense of being the community.
Well, Clermont now to me is just home. You know, I enjoy being here just what I am, and Clermont's what it is. And
community of people that served each other when they were needed, and went to church and enjoyed the fellowship of other people.
Clermont to me is just a very unique little town. It's home. I don't have to explain it any better than home.
It's a good place to call home.
It's home.
Next thing to heaven.
yeah, it's just home.
My wife and I got in a car one day on a Saturday and decided we're going to ride up there and look things over. So we come up through Gainesville and found our way into Clermont. And I said, I'm going to go inside this little store, little mom and pop store right in the middle of the town. So I went in, and Mr. Tommy Doster was running the store. And it looked exactly the way you would envision a little mom and pop country store. They had a zillion things in there, but not more than one or two of everything. But just a wonderful gentleman. Had a pleasant conversation with him, and I left to bid him farewell, and I went back to the car, and I told my wife, I said, I think this is a good place for us to move. I like what I saw. I like what I've seen, or what I've heard. So we patrolled around a little bit more and found a place to stay overnight. And I put in for a transfer, and I was told that I had to live in North Hall County, which suited me fine. I wanted to get just as far away from Atlanta as I could. So we ultimately bought 11 acres of land up here on Shoal Creek Road, just within a stone's throw of the White County line, and we've been there ever since.
What is one of the changes that you've seen that makes you really proud of your town?
Well, it's a lot of it stayed. We kept a lot of the old parts, but we also wish it has a lot of things that left, like the old building here.
What would you say, Shirley, that kept you in the area the most?
The peace, and everybody knowing everybody. There was no, in our generation, there was no black and white. We were just all considered family. Mm-hmm. We just knew everybody. Everybody was like our own people, our own kind. We've had children that would come to our house and eat dinner with us rather than go home and eat with their parents for some odd reason.
Roselle's biscuit.
Yes. Yes, they always said she had the best biscuits in town. So, but yeah, the area was peaceful. Our children could get out and play with no problem. So, and we didn't worry about anybody coming by and aggravating or shooting at them. It was just a peaceful time growing up in this area.
We have a lot of different people moving in. A lot of people have found what a wonderful place it is to live, I think.
Mother asked me if I wanted to go back to White County. I said, no, ma'am. I'll stay in Hall County and stay in Clermont because it had been such a great experience meeting the people and getting to know them.
And why is it important to preserve Clermont's history?
So that our children and grandchildren can see what it was like when we were growing up.
Well, Sandra Cantrell with Clermont Historical Society. I just want to take an opportunity to thank everyone who has been a big part of this project. The Clermont Historical Society was founded in 2007 by a group of people who just wanted to preserve our local history. And the three pillars, I guess you might say, of our organization is to preserve, promote, and to protect our local history. And, you know, even though I didn't personally grow up in Clermont, I do have some wonderful memories of visiting Clermont as a child. And I spent 2 weeks every summer with my grandparents, Nellie Bell and Albert Nix, and a week at Christmas with them. And one of the fondest things, besides just playing at their house, was to be able to sit on the front porch and seeing the steeple and hearing the chimes for the Concord Baptist Church just to begin. And I just thought that was so interesting that you could sit at their front porch and see the church steeple and play on their hill, entertaining Nanny and playing outside when she had piano lessons, because she taught piano to everybody in Clermont, and going with her to slop hogs and milk cows because she sold milk to everybody. And of course, Bible school was always a wonderful memory and opportunity for me to grow as a child. So much so that when the opportunity came for my family to return back to this area, we made Clermont our home, and we raised our children here. And our 4 children have pretty much stayed as close to Clermont as they can, but it has certainly been a huge blessing to our family to be a part of this community. And I hope that this is just a starting point for preserving the history, and I hope that it will encourage and excite you to get your family history written down, to write down any of the stories or any of the memories that you have. Share the pictures and use today's technology to be able to do that, so that we can just allow this to be the starting point for many years to come in preserving our local history. Because we study history in textbooks, world history, the U.S. history, Georgia history even. But so many times our local history, we don't take the time to write it down. And even though you don't have to be a master genealogist, preserving those stories, writing those memories down for the generations to come, because that is what it's about. I want to invite you to be a member of our organization for, I think, $15. You get a newsletter. You can attend our meetings and do field trips with us and have a lot of fun. We don't meet too often, but we certainly enjoy having a home base here at the Clermont Library, and invite you to be a part of that. So thank you again. And on behalf of the Clermont Historical Society, we really appreciate all of those who helped make this project available to the community.